All right, y'all. Welcome to the first installment of Why'd You Buy That? Why'd you buy that is the question that I get from everybody, right? Both inside the hobby and outside the hobby. I think most often from my girlfriend, why did you spend money on that? Like, why did you buy that? She's supportive, but she doesn't get why certain things cost as much as they do, why I'm so obsessed and love cardboard, images of men and autographs. So I often find myself having to explain it to people when they start asking me about the hobby, like why is this versus this, with serial numbers and different eras and eye appeal and just what is a certain thing, right? And it's also one of the most fun conversations you can have with someone in the hobby is going through their collection and asking, what did you do? Why did you buy this versus something else? How did you chase that down? And I figured it'd be a good little segment to kind of let me appreciate my collection, break down some of the pieces that maybe aren't as obvious, and have to justify, why I got something. And that is, at least in my eyes, a useful exercise for prioritization. Maybe I'll discover certain things that I want to, and get more of, some that I just want to get rid of because it doesn't kind of hit me in the right way after I go through it. And I'm sure at some point I'll be able to convince my girlfriend to come on and maybe debate me a little bit. But probably before then, I'll get some other collectors on to talk through some of their stuff as well. But we're going to start the first few episodes here, just me going through some cards that I really like. And yeah, hope you enjoy. So let me bring on my second camera here, which is going to work like this. Yeah. Okay. So for the first, I'm going to make these short, I think. This is what we're going to go with today. We have actually 3 cards from 2025 Topps Tribute. And that is, the most recent set for Topps Tribute. I'm going to see if I can angle this so it captures all of those. Yeah, without too much glare. Let's see, where is that coming from? I think that is... Yeah, there. Okay, that's better. So when I saw these come out, I thought this is an excellent veteran auto. Sometimes what we call playing days autos versus non-playing days autos is when a release is depicting a player who's now retired. That would be a non-playing days card, and those autographs, those cards are typically less sought after and less valuable. Actually, I'll save that. Than a playing days version. Just a way that collectors can kind of create a line. Otherwise, Topps can continuously produce autos that maybe are not as. Then you just get overrun. You get there's so much distribution of additional autographs and cards of a certain player after their playing days that feels less rare, less special. So one of the filters that we put on is how do you start collecting players' cards that were released during their career. However, there can be really nice exceptions. One of them that we'll get to at some point in my collection is my Willie Mays autograph collection from the 2000s, which is well after he retired. And this set in particular, I'll jump into, is one that I thought was done as great as I've seen it from Topps. And reason being is cards that I really enjoy are limited production run, great aesthetics, typically signed and autographed. So far, all of that's checked here. These top 2 are to 10. This one is to 15. And they feature one of my favorite players, Derek Jeter. Finally, one thing that I've really enjoyed in my collection is cards that elicit a feeling, um, make me think there's something behind them, something meaningful that isn't just the card, what it's worth, the rarity of it. I want something that like kind of stirs something in me. And in this case, these cards do that. Well, at least 2 out of 3 do. And the concept behind them is called, or the subset is called calling the shot. The concept is it depicts a key moment in a player's career and actually includes a dual autograph, an autograph on the back, a second one, by the announcer and the quote that the announcer made during that key moment in that person's career. So pretty awesome idea. And I also have always loved the backs of cards. I think that was where I initially grew in enjoyment with messing with the stats and math. And I was a math major in college. I really attribute a lot of my early days collecting to starting to love math, like validating the batting averages and running my own little stats and wanting to learn about the players. I like when there's a cool write-up on the back where you can learn a couple fun facts or something that you hadn't appreciated. I really dislike when there is just a blank back with, a certification. Hey, this card is autographed. That is like the ugliest card in my opinion when that happens. And I try to limit those I really don't have many of those in my collection. So these cards have an incredible back, where in this case, we have Michael Kay, the announcer for when Derek Jeter hit a walk-off single in his final home game of his career. So he's at his final game at Yankee Stadium. He walks off the game. And this image is on his 2015 Topps Chrome, when he's jumping up in the air, celebrating as after he rounds first base. And I forget who scored, but Michael Kay says, let's just read it. Base hit to right field. Here comes Richardson. Here's the throw from Markakis. Richardson is safe. Derek Jeter ends his final game with a walk-off single. Derek Jeter, where fantasy becomes reality. Did you have any doubt? Just an awesome card. It takes you back. It makes you feel something. This one also happens to be 2 out of 10. And as I got it in hand, 2 out of 10 being important because his jersey number was number 2. I don't love the red of the 10 to 10 parallel as much as I like the to 15 parallel, with it being more of like a Yankee blue. So I might actually end up replacing these, downgrading, if you will, from a 10 to a 15 just because of the aesthetics. And maybe I'll save some money doing that. Here's another one that I really love, though, is Derek Jeter blasts a solo home run for his 3,000th hit. Again, it's Michael Kay on the call. The 3-2, that one's drilled deep to left field, going back, Joyce looking up, see ya, 3,000, history with an exclamation point. Oh, what a way to join the 3,000 hit club. Derek Jeter has done it in grand style. I remember watching this as well. A home run for his 3,000th hit, which obviously him being almost one vote away from a unanimous Hall of Famer. One of the key milestones for being a Hall of Famer historically has been 3,000 hits. And doing that with the home run is pretty awesome. I think he was home. If I look at the people in the background, I believe it was a home game in Yankee Stadium. And it was, and he ended up becoming the number 6 all-time leader in hits. So it's just a important card important moment to Jeter, and a really well done card. And actually in the set, I think he's the only player in this subset of calling the shot with multiple moments. And you probably could have picked 1 or 2 more. Like the flip play, I think would have been a better option than this one. There also could have been the Jeffrey Mayer home run. The issue being, I'm not sure if the calls were all that exciting during those moments. I don't remember what those sounded like. I feel like the flip play, people were stunned and didn't realize until afterwards. But there's also the dive. There's plenty of opportunities for Jeter to become cemented, or a memory cemented. He also, I think, caught the final out of Doc Gooden's perfect game, was it? Yeah, or no hitter. But anyways, this one, yeah, my least favorite. I might actually get rid of, so I bought all three to finish the subset, but I just don't know if I actually care for this one. Joe Buck being kind of annoying. The quote, not that interesting. And given this is one of the most heartbreaking moments of my childhood life in sports career, sports fandom, was the Yankees losing the 2001 World Series and a chance for a four-peat. I don't love the reminder that this is a 2001 World Series moment. Even though they won, it was a walk-off home run. I don't remember that because it's so overshadowed by the Luis Gonzalez walk-off of Mariano. So yeah, as I'm doing this, I think I'm going to get rid of that. But I do have these two. This one is fine, or this one's great, I should say. This one is a 2 of 10. Otherwise, I might have replaced it with the blue. I might still just try to go buy a blue. But yeah, I think that covers the importance of the cards to me, why I bought them. And we've made some decisions. So that's episode 1 of Why'd You Buy That? Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. I guess I was trying to make myself solo here. I'm still learning how to do the StreamYard, but yeah, let me know if you had any questions, and if you want to come on, if you've got some pickups, just comment in the and make a comment. I'd love to see what you guys have picked up and what you'd love to talk through on next time I have a guest on. So all right, I'm going to pause this here and catch you on the next one.